We're going to show you how we fixed a burner on our glass top stove that stayed hot. Please note the content in this video is for demonstration purposes only. Working with electrical appliances can be hazardous. Always ensure power is off before attempting any repairs. If you're not experienced with electrical work, consult a professional. We are not liable for any damage, injury, or loss resulting from the use of this information. Does your stove do this? You turn on the burner. This is very particular for glass stove tops. Burner heats up, turns bright red, and then it's supposed to blink off, but it never cycles off. It just stays on high and wants to burn all the food. We're going to show you a step-by-step fix that we did ourselves on our stovetop. You'll need to order a new switch and grab a screwdriver. Turn the power off at breaker. Very important not to have any power to that room and that machine. Slide the oven away from the wall, and this is going to be doubly safe. Reach in and unplug the stove. Now you're 100% safe because there's no electric flowing at all to it. Now you're going to figure out which burner is the bad one. Ours was the right front, which is kind of the most important one. You look for screws underneath the front panel and remove the screws. And I believe there were 4 screws. And very important, put them in a little bowl or somewhere in a safe little box for later. You'll be very glad you did. Rotate the bottom edge of the panel and lift it away from the front of the stove and turn it up, and now you'll have access to the broken switch. What you're going to want to do is remove the controller dial, pull that dial off, and then there's 2 more screws in there that you're going to want to unscrew. Also put these in a safe place because you're going to want these back very soon. Then you're going to be able to pull out the bad switch. Comes right out in our case. And again, these are all things we're doing for our stove. Yours may be different. You want to study where everything's plugged into and grab your phone, take a picture of how everything's plugged in so you can get it back the way it was. There's a blue one, there's a white one, there's a gray one. There's so many little connections, and don't wiggle them and jostle them too much because you don't want to bend any of the plugs or the wires that they plug into. Old and new switches should be identical. Make sure you have the right one, and then carefully reconnect everything the way that it was on the previous switch. And you should refer to the photo so you can see where everything goes. Don't force any of the connections. They should all fit easily. If they don't fit, they're probably not in the right place. Refer to your picture. Make sure you got the right switch. Very important to get your model number of your stove and order the right switch. When you're done, you just put it back into position where the switch was. Put the screws back in. Put everything back in place. First, you're going to put these 2 screws that hold the plug in place. And then you cover them with the knob that goes there. That part's easy breezy. Then there's the controller dial, or the knob. In normal terms, that's just your stovetop knob. Turns it on, turns it off. You'll know that it clicks back in. Then you're going to put the panel back on. Just we kind of started ours up and then rotated it in, rotated it down. Replace those 4 screws that you put somewhere so you could get to them. And that holds the whole front panel in place. Then you want to plug the oven back into the wall. Climb out if you needed to, like we did, and slide the oven back in place. Turn the breaker back on and test it out. Turn that switch on. It should turn red. And then when you turn it to low, it should turn off. Yay! Congratulations, you fixed it. Follow us for more cooking lessons and tips.